Hey, gang. Daniel Main here with MoveFit Personal Training. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about a topic that usually most people find interesting, and that is metabolism. And most importantly, just mastering that and understanding how to lose the right weight. Okay. Oftentimes, when we get clients in here, they are interested in losing weight, right? Now, what we try to explain to them is we want to make sure that the weight they lose is the correct weight. So in other words, we want to make sure we're losing fat and not muscle. And this is a big problem, actually, that a lot of people don't realize because they get so focused on the scale and the number on the scale, and they're so hell-bent on making sure that number goes down that they don't really look into what it is they're actually losing. And this happens a lot, more often than you think. And sometimes it's a little shocking, particularly in our cases where we do body composition tests that actually show us how much muscle and fat you have in your body. And sometimes there are situations where people might lose weight and are really excited about it, but then we turn around and we see that the weight they lost was actually not the right weight. So I want to talk about that really briefly today, along with telling you a little bit about something we're going to be having coming up here in the future very soon, next week, as a matter of fact, where we have an expert coming in to talk about this very subject. For our clients, for our members here at MoveFit, it is free seminar. It's going to be amazing, but I just want to kind of touch base on a little bit just to kind of explain a few things at the front end. So at the end of the day, you know, losing weight is tricky, right? I mean, there's a mazillion programs out there that kind of tell you how to do it. There's weight loss programs. There's actually, you know, medical weight loss facilities, everything. There's programs like Biggest Loser. I don't even know if that still exists, but it did for a long time. But the one thing that they focus on, unfortunately, is just the sheer weight loss and not specifically fat loss. And I'll give you just a quick example. Several years back, we had a client. He came to us as part of one of our challenges, and his goal was to lose weight, right? So throughout the challenge, despite our best suggestions, he decided to focus solely on cardiovascular activity, and he reduced his calorie level way down. Okay, so the severe drop in calories, tremendous amount of cardio work. He lost weight, right? Okay, in fact, he lost 12 pounds over a 4-week period, and he was very excited until we did our subsequent body composition test, at which point we found out that of the 12 pounds he lost, 10 pounds of it was muscle. Only 2 pounds was fat. This was a big slap in the face for this guy. He couldn't believe it, right? But it reiterated our point that when you're wanting to lose fat, you've got to lift weights. You have to make sure you're eating enough to maintain your muscle, but just get yourself just slight caloric deficit enough that it produces that fat burning potential for your metabolism. It's a fine line. It's very tricky, okay? But that's why crash diets don't work. That's why, you know, when you're going on a trip and you just go on a starvation diet, you might lose a few pounds, your clothes might feel a little looser, but you're not really any healthier. And at the end of the day, that just, sometimes in that scenario, we lose enough muscle to where it actually slows our metabolism down even more, which then becomes a problem when we start eating like normal again, and we gain fat back faster than we did before. So the key points I want you to understand is when it comes to losing fat, there's a couple things that have to happen. We have to maintain our muscle. All right, that's key to losing body fat percentage. We maintain our muscle and we focus on losing fat. And the way we do that is we look at how many calories we're burning. We look at this various things. We look at our basal metabolic rate. We look at our activity level throughout the week. We determine how many calories you're burning. And then we come up with a program where you're just sitting slightly underneath that while maintaining that calorie burn from an activity level. At that point, you'll start to see that metabolism kick up. For some people, the shock of this is they actually have to eat more than what they've been eating. And sometimes if you struggle with weight loss, this is actually sometimes the problem is you're reducing calories enough that your metabolism says, wait a second, I need to shut myself down. Otherwise, I'm going to starve to death. Because the human body's smart. It has to figure things out. when the human body isn't getting sustenance, it slows down your metabolic rate so that you don't start digesting your insides, which would be pretty gross, right? That's what starvation actually ends up doing. So that's where we don't want to reduce too much. So sometimes when we teach people what they should be eating, they're like, oh my God, I feel stuffed. I feel like I'm going to gain weight doing this. But actually what happens is that metabolism starts kicking in and they start burning calories at a more efficient rate. Boom, next thing you know, they're burning fat, they're maintaining their muscle, they feel like $1,000,000, they've got energy, all these things. So there is some science behind it. So what the point of all this is I'm really excited to announce that we have Dr. Tiffany Breeding coming in next week, February 28th, to discuss this very topic. She's an expert on the subject. She's going to discuss the keys to mastering your metabolism, to burning fat while maintaining muscle. She's going to go in a lot more depth than I did. She's going to answer questions for you guys. It's going to be a really cool thing. 6:30 p.m., February 28th, Thursday night. You sign up in the link below in the email. If you're a member here, it's free. Come join. If you are not a member here, it's only $25 to show up. I promise you it's worth it. Dr. Tiff knows her stuff. The other benefit is if you do show up, you're a member of MoveFit, you get a free consultation, even if you're not. I'm sure Dr. Tiff will give you a free consultation by showing up to the seminar. And it's something you can schedule out in the future. But Dr. Tiff is an expert on the subject. She's a nutritionist. We're partnering with her. She's actually going to come into MoveFit several times a week, starting in March, where she's going to have set times where she's here for consultations and meetings. If you end up working with her on any capacity in a nutritional element, but really excited to be bringing that to you guys. It's going to be a really cool thing, a great add to the MoveFit arsenal of what we do. So check it out. Sign up below, 6:30 p.m. next Thursday, February 28th. Dr. Tiff Breeding. It's going to be great. Have a great week, guys.